Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is the Spider Queen OPI pedicure inspired by one of the manicures that I did in October. Totally forgot to upload this or post pictures of it on my Instagram, so here we are now, doing the voiceover again because somehow all of my edited footage disappeared. So, what you're gonna want: Color Street stickers for the spider webs. Totally optional though. You can totally get nail art stickers at Sally's, Amazon, wherever, and still get those spider webs. I'm also going to use a kind of a golden tan OPI shade. My regular base coat, top coat, as always. Optional are black rhinestones. I use them in my manicure for the spider body. However, if you're like, I don't have enough room for that on my feet, totally fine. And then I'm going to use this kind of multicolored dark glitter. This particular one is not showing up on my camera to show you what it is, but it's something about a comet from OPI's holiday collection from like years ago. So just find a dark glitter that you like and go with that. So I'm going to go ahead, do the tan on my toes. We are also going to ignore the bruising that you might see on my toes. I dropped skincare serum on my foot the week that I filmed this, so the toes are better now because clearly this is much older than it should be. And this was also the same week that I accidentally stabbed my feet, because I dropped a pair of scissors, pointy side down, on the same foot. So that foot was just not having a great week. We're just going to overlook it. It'll be okay. This particular shade of tan I really like because it gives me like cashmere tan vibes of like I'm in a ski chalet with my hot cocoa, watching people ski and snowboard while I'm hanging out, enjoying the warmth and a bearskin rug. So that's just kind of the vibe that I get, and that's why I picked it for Queen of the Spiders. Also, I wanted something a little bit more neutral for this particular design. I wanted something that technically you could totally wear to the office or with any potential look, and it would still fit right in, so I really liked this neutral tone for that. I am going to do it again, so I'm going to do a second coat of this color because I find that a second coat, at least for this shade, really deepens it up, makes it a little bit nicer, a little bit like more of a contrast between my paper plate white toes and the polish itself. If you have a darker skin tone, this may be a good candidate for the your toes but better option. I'm paper plate white, so this is not a my toes but better. This is definitely a stark contrast between them, but I still love it. It's still phenomenal with the little gold shift to it, and neutral tan is beautiful. I love it. So I went ahead and did 2 coats on both feet. I am then also going to spend way too much time trying to figure out which of my Color Street spider webs do I want on my toes and where do I want them. I will let you know I have edited that 15 to 20 minutes out because nobody needs to watch me try to make up my mind. Like, that was 20 minutes of my life I won't get back. I'm not going to take that from your life either. So here, you could totally have just left this as it is if you're going to do like a really cool manicure or something like that and you just want classic tan on the toes. Totally a good option for that. However, I'm not that kind of person. I have to go over the top. So here, I know I want to use the spiders from this one. I'm trying to decide on which spider web itself I want. Do I want the spiders on my big toe, little toes? Where am I going? In the end, I decided for spider web on the big toes, spider on one of my smaller toes, and then what I'm calling the spider eggs, or that dark glitter, on a third toe. Other thing, I totally did not peel the Color Street adhesive off the way I was supposed to. So don't do what I do there. Follow the instructions. This one I also picked for the design, not whether or not it would fit my toe. Also, don't use these kind of scissors. At this particular point, I was scared of using the small beauty scissors with the sharp point because I had already stabbed myself in the foot, and I was not going to do that again. So I picked scissors that would work for me there, but they are really, really too big for what I'm going for. So, please work with what works for you, but if you don't have beauty scissors, obviously the big scissors will work. Now here, because I picked a design that is on an adhesive too big for the toe, I do have some overlap, so I'm able to use my nail and just kind of pinch that off. However, if you don't have crazy nails like I do, and you're having a little bit of issues with that, you can totally use a cleanup brush and some acetone and dissolve that excess off. And you'll see I actually do end up doing that, because as I'm poking it over here on this particular foot, my foot gets a little angry. So I realize I need to stop and be a little bit more gentler with that foot. Color Street also suggests that you file off the excess, especially towards the tip of the nail, just because it helps it essentially have a more complete seal to that nail. So I'm following the directions on that one, filing it down as much as I can. Obviously not all the directions, because I am peeling some of that off, but I can only do so much. So I will file off some of those, get all of that the way it needs to be, and then I'll move on to my glitter. So with my glitter, because I do have black spider webs, black spider, I figure black based glitter gonna be the option for that. So I went ahead, I'm gonna put that on the ring finger equivalent of a toe. I am gonna do 2 layers, but you'll see here I actually split those 2 layers up a little bit differently than some other folks do. So I know with this particular glitter that if I go in and I do the first coat and then immediately do the second coat, my big chunks of glitter are not going to stick. They're going to fall off. They're going to pull off when I go to put that second coat on. So what I do instead is I actually apply the first coat. I give it longer to dry to set up before I go in with that second coat. So while I'm waiting on that one to dry, I am going to go ahead and put the spider sticker on my nails and finish up those. So that gives me a good chunk of time for that glitter to adhere to the nail a little bit better, make sure that everything is good like it's supposed to be, and then we kind of go from there. Again, this, as I keep adding stuff to it, it is still totally optional, because if you're like, nope, I'm good here, awesome, be good there. Don't worry about the rest of it. If you're like, no, I want spiders and glitter and rhinestones and everything else, cool, let's keep going. So for this one, I've got my spider adhesives that I want. I'm going to go ahead and apply it to my toes. For my manicure, I actually ended up using the rhinestones for the spider body. For my toes, I'm just going to use these stickers. However, you could, if you wanted to, use these kind of stickers as the base for your spider and then add a rhinestone or 2 to the spider body to kind of flesh that out and make it a little bit more 3D. It is personal preference. The thing with that was that this week I knew I was going to be having to wear boots and closed-toed shoes. So if I did rhinestones on my toes, I was going to risk adding additional pressure to my injured foot, and I didn't want to do that. So I left that off, but it is definitely an option for you. And if you do go that route, I have found, at least with this particular set of Color Streets that I got, the rhinestones liked it better if I did my traditional nail art glue rather than doing just a basic top coat and then the rhinestones. So, little thing to keep in mind for that. Here I'm going to use my cleanup brush and the 100% acetone, just cleaning up those edges because, again, I picked for the design, not for the fit, so I'm going to have to customize that fit a bit more. So I went ahead, I'm going to work around the edges, kind of go in here, make that work. You'll see for things that are being a bit more difficult, I do use the other end. So for my cleanup brush, I have the brush end obviously on one side, and then I have that spatula end on the other. And I have found that spatula end really works well if I've got a kind of a nail lacquer that isn't quite working the way I need it to, or if I've got some kind of sticker or adhesive that needs to, be laid flat and I need a little bit more pressure, or if it's particularly thick and it's going to take too long for the acetone to eat through it, I may put that acetone on to weaken it up and then use that spatula to kind of pull it the rest of the way. And you'll see here I'm being a bit rougher with that foot, the non-injured foot, than I would probably in general. However, I also know that this was the week that I was going to go ahead and do kind of a deep conditioning treatment on my toes, on my cuticles, as well as just kind of a full salt scrub, everything like that. So it's one of those things that at that particular time, the nail could handle it, the toes could handle it. Go with what's going to work for you. Don't do anything that hurts. Obviously, if it hurts, stop doing it. But for these toes, they were able to handle it and be just fine. So this is kind of that full look. For where I stopped, except I still now need to add that second coat of glitter. But this is kind of a good set to be like, yes, so I have the spider web, I have the spider, I have those glittery spider eggs, and I have my 2 toes of just the cashmere tan option as well. So this was really cool because then I could go ahead and let this dry, enjoy my day, love my Spider Queen options. And this I actually ended up pairing with I had a evening party to go to where I was a witch, so I had my witch hat and witchy outfit, and then my Spider Queen nails, really just kind of to complete the look and be like extra levels of cuteness. So you can see we've got the glitter, we've got the spider, we've got the beautiful spider web all right in here. Now I am going to top coat that off camera, that's fine, but I wanted you guys to see kind of the completed look and the beauty that is all of this. So this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notifications if you want to, because clearly I don't know how to post on a schedule. Thank you guys.